You may have heard that it often gets worse before it gets better when battling addiction. However, brief withdrawal symptoms pale in comparison to long-term sobriety. Here are 10 powerful ways to stop any addiction that you might be facing as a man. Number 1, make up your mind. The first step to getting rid of an addiction is to make up your mind. If your mind ain't made up, then there's a very high possibility that you're gonna just go back doing what you do. While the conscious mind is more founded in logic and facts, the subconscious mind has the capacity to fuel any addictions that a person may have. Your unconscious mind is in charge of your habits and behaviors. Therefore, the various experiences that you've had throughout your life have a huge impact on the choices that you make. Making up your mind is definitely one of the powerful ways to stop an addiction that you might be facing as a man. 2, avoid triggers. You might also take comfort in knowing that you don't have to give triggers power, and there are healthy ways to cope with challenging triggers. In order to recognize triggers and deal with them in constructive ways, self-awareness is crucial. The ability to reflect on one's actions and recognize their motivations and consequences is a hallmark of self-awareness. In most cases, a trigger can set off a craving, which is described as an overwhelming urge to engage in a particular behavior. When trying to overcome an addiction, knowledge of potential relapse triggers is crucial. External and internal triggers are also possible. In the beginning of sobriety, it can be difficult to recognize potential relapse triggers. However, they have to be recognized and they have to be understood if long-term abstinence is to be achieved. Environmental, emotional, behavioral, and psychological factors are all potential sources of triggering events. Learning to recognize and cope with common addiction triggers is an important step towards preventing relapse. Number 3, find a new hobby. You may be tempted to relapse if, after you decide to stop using, you find yourself with a lot of spare time that you're now not filling. Hobbies are a great way to use your spare time in a positive and constructive way, which can help you stay away from drugs and alcohol. A recovered addict can benefit from their ability to provide pleasure and improve physical and mental health. Observing these steps will facilitate healing and lessen the likelihood of a relapse. When you initially decide to come clean, you might not know what to do with your time. Addiction's a disease, and it's only fair to acknowledge that the time spent in it was time spent thinking about getting high. Sobriety, on the other hand, is all about rediscovering methods to have fun and laugh without alcohol or drugs. 4, see a therapist. In individual counseling, the therapist takes on more of the role of a coach or a personal trainer, guiding you through the process of drawing on their existing assets to build a new life and coping with the anxiety that comes with learning how to function without the substance. In addition, any behavioral or mental health disorders that are discovered during therapy would be addressed. To put it another way, going to visit a therapist can help improve your health in general, which is one of the many advantages of doing that. 5, change of environment. We know that our brains enter autopilot mode when we're doing acts that are both habitual and commonplace in the same context. Consider how easily your thoughts can wander on the way to the office when you still make it on time. Your routine in the car and on the way to work is so routine that you do it without even thinking about it. The same holds true for drug dependency. If you're trying to kick the habit, staying away from smoking areas can help. Simply being in that setting is enough to trigger your need to light up a cigarette. Trying to cut back on your sugar intake? Try a new restaurant. In order to prevent yourself from mindlessly reaching for a sweet treat, try switching things up. You'll immediately become aware of your actions and consequences. That one moment to stop and rethink. 6, attend group/family therapy. Addiction may have far-reaching consequences for families, negatively impacting the lives of everyone within them, whether they're directly affected by the disease or not. Family therapy programs can take on a variety of forms, depending on the needs of the patient and the availability of the members willing to participate. But their overarching goal remains the same: to facilitate the patient's rehabilitation with the help of their loved ones. Therapies, support groups, family days, family retreats, parenting workshops, play therapy for children, and more may all be incorporated into programs. Addiction treatment often includes family counseling in a variety of forms. Sometimes the full family will visit a therapist at once, other times only a subset of the family will. And in rare situations, each member of the family can meet the therapist separately. 7, exercise/hit that gym. Your attitude and sense of self-worth will improve as a result of your recovery from addiction if you engage in physical activity. Additionally, it'll make your health better, it'll lower your stress levels. According to a number of studies, committing to an exercise regimen on a consistent basis has been associated with a decrease in the amount of substance usage, as well as a complete cessation of substance use. During the healing process, physical activity can assist in reintroducing healthier quantities of endorphins back into the body of the patient. Number 8, eat healthy. It's been discovered that maintaining a diet that's both nutritious and balanced can considerably improve one's chances of successfully overcoming an addiction. This is due to the fact that such a diet lessens the intensity of one's cravings, boosts one's mental health, and repairs the damage that was caused by any substance misuse. A lack of proper nourishment can result in stress and ill health, and it's been related to increased cravings and relapses. It may take some time for the appetite to return during the early stages of recovery, but nonetheless, it is critical to maintain a regular eating schedule in order to prevent cravings that are brought on by hunger or low levels of nutrients in the body. Your appetite may return to normal. You obtain all the nutrition that you need, and most importantly, You can stay clean and sober if you follow a straightforward eating plan that consists of 3 meals per day. Number 9. Reduce stress. Stress has been proven to play a significant influence in both active substance addiction and relapse. Addicts in recovery can learn to manage stress and avoid relapse by building a repertoire of effective coping strategies. All sorts of addictions have stress as a common root cause. When people are under a lot of pressure, they are inclined to seek solace in harmful behaviors like, well, substance abuse or excessive partying. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, stress is the primary trigger for relapse in former addicts. The human body reacts in a variety of ways to stress. The primary muscle groups receive more blood, hormones are released, and veins constrict. While helpful in extreme fight-or-flight scenarios, these reactions can take a heavy toll on the body if they're constantly activated. Substance abusers may be more likely to relapse when faced with stress because their brains are more vulnerable to its effects, according to some studies. Did you find this video eye-opening? Subscribe now for more enlightening videos like this. Number 10. Keep a journal. Keeping a journal on a regular basis enables you to monitor your development and identify patterns, and as a result, you can grow in self-awareness. Seeing these patterns gives you the ability to hold yourself more accountable, to monitor your recovery more closely, both of which are useful to the recovery process. The process of keeping a journal is mostly focused on introspection. Keeping a diary can assist you in recognizing patterns in your life, regardless of whether you're documenting the events of your day, expressing appreciation, or just writing out your thoughts. Some of these patterns can be beneficial to your rehabilitation, while others can be harmful to your progress. You'll be able to gain insight into which coping methods are working for you and which aren't. In addition to other treatments and therapies, keeping a journal helps further boost your success in creating relationships with both yourself and others. Hopefully, these steps are helpful to you on your journey to becoming a free man from any addiction. Or woman, obviously. I'm just using man like the Germanic man. It doesn't matter. I don't need to explain. You want to know what's next to becoming a better man? Click in the video down below. All right, later.